Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another video. So in the last video I talked about getting some benefits from seeing different angles of the lifts and some weird things I was seeing with my bar path. After I was recording that, I was looking kind of frame by frame at the snatches in particular, but I'm sure a similar thing would have been found on the cleans if I spent more time looking at them. But it was after I had made the catch in the lift, I was kind of hip shifting to the right side towards the bottom of the catch, so I wasn't catching it square or just square on the body, so I just wasn't catching it balanced, I suppose. And just on the way down, my body was favoring the right side, which is quite interesting. So something that I need to think about with the lifting throughout the week is to start to work on that concept of trying to catch it centered. And that could be it could be because of the issues before the shoulder, and that kind of just becoming an issue there. It could be some sort of other underlying thing, but it's just something to address during the workouts to really focus on catching it square. So I think one of the big things I'm going to use, or I guess really two big things, is one, just pulls, to really focus on the pulling portion of that, but when I am catching lifts, to really focus on pausing in the bottom and just sitting there for a little bit, because I had been trying to catch the bounce, not really super strictly before, but using the bounce in the bottom, if I'm able to stand up right away in the snatch, is a way to assess if I'm balanced or not. And I think a better way is to catch it in the bottom and make sure it's just not crashing on me, and to make sure that I am balanced in the bottom. So if I'm catching in the bottom and I'm having to shift my weight over to one side or to the other to get myself to be balanced, and that tells me that I am in fact not balanced. So as I am training this week, that'll be kind of my big focus, or pulls and pauses, I guess, in the bottom of the snatch in particular. A similar concept in the squats, to really focus on moving the bar in a very linear way, as I'm sure I'm having a bit of a hip shift on there. I felt it a little bit on some of the squats, but it never feels that severe. But it is like a little thing that kind of adds up, and I think it manifests into bigger issues in the snatch than in the clean and jerk, because there's less margin of error, and I already kind of have that pre-existing issue with the shoulder, to where it was already having issues before. Thankfully, it hasn't really been hurting or anything, but it just kind of like presses out, as you'll see as I get heavier here. In this workout, I missed 120 behind, and then I went up to 125, and I made that. And it wasn't the prettiest lift, and you kind of see my weight's unbalanced all over the place, but that's kind of where I'm seeing the issue. Obviously, it's more extreme on the heavier weights, but I was even seeing it on lighter weights, so it's definitely be something I need to work on. With the clean jerks today, I think my legs were just tired from doing the heavy clean jerks yesterday, and the front squats and stuff. So the 160 wasn't able to go up. I think I probably could have done 155 again, or at least been a lot closer than on the 160. But just based on how hard the clean was, after I cleaned the 160, I knew there wasn't much of a chance, just because of how much effort I had to put into the clean. But I was able to go up and do a single at 165 in the clean, so I was happy with that. So I'm generally think things are moving in the right direction, but getting this kind of information from the lifts just kind of gives me things to work on throughout the week, and then when I attack heavier weights the next time, I kind of have a way to assess if I am improving, not just if the weight itself is increasing, but if the weight is looking more balanced and just more technically correct, because that will just lead to more consistent lifting for one, healthier lifting for two, but also will lead to eventually higher results, because when you're limited in what you can do technically, or just how consistent you can move, it obviously will impact the heavier weights in particular, because I could snatch 80 kilos all day long and never miss weight, but nobody cares about snatching that low percentage, whatever, 60% or whatever. They care about if you can get up to heavier weights, as any normal person that's lifting does. So it's just kind of a thing to assess, but it's kind of nice to get that information, because I can't really get this front angle too frequently, even if I am going to the gym, just because a lot of times people will walk in front, so I kind of try to situate the camera so it's out of the way as much as possible. Thankfully, on this day, I was able to scoot the camera back a little bit more to get it just a little bit more fuller angle, so it just wasn't so super close to my ugly face, because that is not a very camera-friendly face. But here was 110, and then, I'm looking at this, I'll have to edit this in a different way, so you may be seeing this at a different time than I'm talking about, and based on the fact that it's almost 5 minutes in, you probably will, but those are going to be some of the things I'm focused on this week. So hopefully I'm able to improve it slowly but surely, and maybe next week or at some point in this upcoming week, I'll get to the gym and get this angle again so I can assess if there are positive changes with that. Besides all that, I'm going to do a lot of snatch grip pressing and stuff because I think that'll just be good for my shoulders. And I actually forgot to mention this in the last video as well, but the last couple times I've gone to the gym, I've done I think I mentioned it 2 videos ago, but I've done a bunch of face pulls after both the Thursday training, because I did this one Friday. After Thursday and Friday, I did a bunch of face pulls just to get hypertrophy into that upper back and shoulders, and I think that's been helping my shoulders as well. So I'm going to continue to do that a lot to hopefully help with that. But I think that's it that I wanted to mention in this video. Hopefully it's not too long, but I'll try to get all the clips edited in a way that kind of fits into the length of the commentary. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all the next one. Peace.